not how the music goes. Rogue One, a Star Wars story. And oh boy, this is a Star Wars story. All the people who complained about the prequels, they just didn't look or feel like the original Star Wars. Hollywood has heard you. You want X-Wings? You got X-Wings. You want TIE Fighters? You got TIE Fighters. You want actual, I think, footage from the original Star Wars movie? So that's my review for Rogue One. Thanks for watching and make sure to subscribe. Okay, just kidding. I'm not gonna just nitpick about little things I didn't like in this movie. Because overall, don't panic. I think this is a pretty good movie. Pretty good? You didn't love it with all your heart and soul? I will kill you. I mean, it's just that tonally, this is a very different Star Wars film, and in some ways, that's completely welcome. There are sections of this film where it is very obvious that Disney stepped in and was like, you need to fan service this mofo. So this movie takes place right before the first Star Wars movie, and I'm just calling it Star Wars. And it's the story about how a rogue group made a noble sacrifice and got the plans to the original Death Star. And everybody dies. Dies. Yeah, everybody dies. Dies. I mean, I knew this movie was supposed to be darker, but man, it's dark at the end. The best thing about this movie is that it does feel like it fits within the Star Wars universe while still feeling very distinct and like it's its own separate entity. Mostly the problems I had with the movie rest in characters. We got two essential lead characters who both feel kind of stiff. We get shown one's backstory, but the other one, we're just kind of told it. It's very vague. I never felt like I really got to know this character. We have some fun side characters, but once again, I didn't really feel like I got to know them very well either. Donnie Yen is in this, who is a famous martial arts actor from China. He's like super big there, and he's like people who like kung fu movies know who he is here. And he's like one of my favorite characters in the movie, but I still feel like I didn't get enough of him as I wanted. Like him and his best friend, they could have been, you know, the main characters or have their own story, and I would have loved to have watched that. I mean, Felicity Jones and Diego Luna do a fine job, but once again, their characters are just sort of generic, and like I've seen all that before. But gosh darn it, can we just get a sci-fi movie where Alan Tudyk doesn't die? Because that man is a treasure. A few more nitpicks I had were just like the moments of obvious like studio fan servicing. There's two characters who are inserted into this movie and you don't really need to see them in this movie, and they are complete CGI creations, and it really stands out. Oh, that's right, I'm spoiling everything. It's Peter Cushing, who's just uncanny valleying all over the place. And then Carrie Fisher, who does like this like turn like, hi, I'm CG Carrie Fisher. And it's just kind of like, we didn't need to, no. Oh, and then of course C-3PO and R2-D2 just pop up at one point and are just like, remember us? I'm like, yeah, I remember you. I'm more interested in the new characters. Are we gonna get another Star Wars movie in 30 years where Alan Tudyk's character just pops up in the background like, remember me? So for the most part, I think this is a fine movie. It'll scratch that Star Wars itch that most Star Wars fans have right now until 4 years from now, and you're just sick of Star Wars. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen to some of you. I really like the dark tone. I think the story's fine. I just would have liked to have gotten more character out of this. And of course, if you're a Star Wars fanboy, you're probably going to love this just fine. So rest assured. I'm not sure if I'll watch this movie again, but I definitely will watch the scene at the end with Darth Vader. That's the coolest thing in this movie. Whew, so Star Wars. Know who was in the original Star Wars? Frank Oz. He was Yoda. That's right. You know what else he did? Muppets. You know what else is Muppets? Jim Henson. You know what else is Jim Henson? Labyrinth. Segway! This is for you, dear viewer. Whoever gets to this first can have my digital copy of Labyrinth. So not to sound greedy, but episode 8 trailer? Where you at?